Okay, first off, I got a onesie on. Yes, 38-year-old man wearing a onesie. Uh, also, I'm making dinner, so I don't know why I'm telling you that. Because I'm gonna be eating basically. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So they're not showing this part of the hearing. I don't know. It's probably a bunch of shit that we don't care about. But in the meantime, you cannot make this up. This is beyond stupidity. So this sheriff right here killed his wife, who was also a sheriff. Um, I mean,
Keep that in mind.
the absolute stupidity of this guy. I feel terrible, man, for this woman. Holy shit. So he was cheating on her. So she found out, and this is how it all started. You can't make this up.
Now, it says the night before Ellie Shea was killed, Anthony told detectives that she was becoming increasingly depressed over the
Yeah,
internal investigation
no
that he was
biggie.
facing, telling
And she
police,
was.
"We had a bad night last night, arguing about my affair." He went on to say that the following day, Ellie called in sick from work and he took the children to a Publix grocery store. He said to give her space. Text messages sent
Came
from
back.
Ellie's
She
phone
was dead.
actually corroborate this because in the affidavit, there is a text message exchange dated October 14th where a message is sent from Ellie's phone to her boss and it reads, "Good morning, Cap. I think I have food poisoning because I'm unable to hold anything down. If you're okay with it, I'm going to sit today out." About 20 minutes later, her boss replies with, "Absolutely. I hope you feel better." This is a
Yep.
really, really sad case,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
is.
also an important one. It's an important one to cover. And look, we're able to do this. We're able to break down and analyze these stories for you because we have amazing support from our sponsors. And I want to just call out one of our great partners right now, real quick, Upside. So, Upside is a free app that helps you get cash back when you buy gas, groceries, food. This is real cash back. It's now. Regarding Anthony's trip to Publix, there was another text message that was sent later that day from her phone where it appeared to back up what he told police because it says, "I can't do this anymore. Please understand, it's too much what you did
That's
to
just
me. I can't anymore. Take the girls for a drive. Give me space, please."
oh my
Okay.
god. Hold on. Trying to copy his name. Tried to control. Never mind.
Well, when Anthony returned home, he says that he discovered his wife on their bed with a gun on her chest, a wound to her temple, told police that he called 911 upon discovering her, performed CPR until paramedics arrived. Shea suggested that this gruesome scene was a result of a self-inflicted wound, but investigators started to look into this and they uncovered details that didn't quite match up with what Shea was telling them. You see, the first thing that raised their suspicions had to do with Shea's cooperation with the investigation because he initially gave permission for a full search only to seemingly change his mind hours later. This was confirmed in the affidavit. Then,
Yeah,
a
but it's
review of
this.
body worn camera footage was conducted, and the officer made a very interesting observation of Shea's conduct, saying Anthony Shea attempts to control the crime scene and direct deputies to evidence which will confirm his alibi. So, after reviewing cell phone records and the body cam, homicide detectives began to
Yeah.
suspect that Shea might have actually killed his wife Ellie and that he was attempting to cover this up. But what specifically led them to this conclusion? Well, this is where a crucial piece of evidence comes in. Somehow, according to the affidavit, the audio recorder was switched on accidentally and it stayed recording for almost an entire hour. So, what did it capture? This is what officers took note of in the affidavit. A gunshot is not heard on the captured audio. There is no evidence.
Oh no. You gotta be kidding me. What's up, dude? Yeah, it's live, but this portion of the hearing is closed. So I'm just waiting for it. It's on, the audio's on, but yeah, this sheriff killed his sheriff wife and he would have probably gotten away with it if he hadn't accidentally left his body camera on the audio.
To suggest that
Talk about a moron.
Ellie Shea was alive during the recording. The audio recorded message captures Anthony Shea returning to the bedroom and remaining in the room for approximately 50 seconds prior to notifying 911. Anthony Shea does not immediately provide medical aid. The 911 call is captured on the audio recorded message. Anthony Shea does not become emotional or react to the condition of Ellie Shea until the 911 call is
Oh,
answered by
wow.
the
Hold
911
on.
dispatcher. So it's interesting to note that the recording didn't pick up that he expressed any kind of emotion at what he alleged was a horrific scene, finding his wife dead in a pool of blood. Sure, everybody reacts differently, but you can see how that could be problematic for him. And so investigators, they believe that Ellie was alive and sent the text message to her boss indicating she was sick, but they believe that that was one of the last messages that she sent before Anthony Shea went upstairs to the couple's bedroom and shot her in the head. That's the allegation now. So Anthony Shea, he was arrested just days later. He was charged with first-degree murder. And there's actually even more to this because as more court documents were obtained by local affiliate WFTV, they suggest that the marriage between Ellie and Anthony, it had turned tumultuous long before she even discovered this affair. Documents they obtained show that
Isn't
Ellie,
it?
who went by the name Nancy in the filings, begged a judge to get her away from her husband,
Oh, man. Not one of those
even filing documents alleging
where
that
they could have stopped this whole thing.
there was violence in the couple's home. And now
That's
you
sad.
fast forward to the present day where Anthony's sitting behind bars accused of his wife's murder. What a story.
I don't get it, man. He was having an affair. She caught him. He was about to get fired. Because he was having an affair, he was about to get fired. So I guess he killed her. I don't get it, man. I don't understand murderers. Like, now your wife is dead. Your kids don't have a father or a mother because you're going to prison for the rest of your life. You're not going to be with your girlfriend or whatever. Everybody lost in this. Why do it? Yeah, they had kids. I don't get it. I will never understand murderers. Like, it doesn't make any sense. No one wins in this. I mean, even if you think you're going to get away with it, is it worth trying? Because if there's one little thing that they find on you, you're done. Rest of your life, you're done. Like, I'll never understand murderers. Never. Mm-mm. Like, do you like think it through that you're going to be in a cell with a bunch of other murderers and people wanting to fuck you over for the rest of your life? Yeah. Oh, I bet she was too. Yeah.
So to help me break this down and the
Crazy.
details of what is truly a
I'll just
disturbing and
never get it.
heartbreaking
I'll
case, I want
never
to bring in
understand.
California Police Sergeant Kyle Schoberg. Kyle, thanks so much for coming on. It's good to see you. I don't even know where to begin in all this. First, talk to me about the internal investigation reportedly about an affair. What do you take away from that? Does that happen a lot? An affair on duty, nonetheless?
I, yeah. Just goes to show you, you really don't know people. That's crazy. How anybody could do something like that.
Well, I don't want to say it happens a lot, but
My
it
God.
most certainly
My
happens. And if you have an
stove.
officer that's having an affair while on duty during the course of his employment, then yeah, I mean they're going to place him on an administrative leave. They're going to look into it, do a bunch of interviews, and it's obviously misappropriation of money by the city that he's being paid. He's having an affair on duty. It's all bad. And generally speaking, if they can prove that that's what he was doing, then usually it leads to termination. And in this case, it seems like he quit in lieu of being fired.
And so now we have that component of the story, and then we move into this killing. What do you make
Yeah.
of his initial story that he told police? And remember, he is innocent until proven guilty, but that initial story, as I was laying it out, certain parts seem to be backed up by the text messages. Others, maybe not so much.
Yeah, the audio is pretty damning. All right. How long has this been going on? Holy shit. I wonder what's going on. What they're doing. I don't know what they're gonna fight for. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna try and say. What I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, I think in this case, he's a
Curious
police
to see what their defense is gonna be.
officer, and he was a cop for what, over 18 years. I mean, he knows the game.
Dude, he was about to retire too, and he messed it up by having an affair while on duty.
I mean, he's been to homicide scenes. He knows how these things are going to get investigated. So he's trying to use the cell phone, which is a crucial piece of evidence that we all use in law enforcement, especially in today's day and age. I mean, your phone contains everything. So I think he was trying to use that angle. I think where he really messed up was it says that the audio recording was inadvertently turned on, which obviously he was unaware of. And throughout that entire time, when she was texting him, he's leaving the house. There's no sound of gunshot. So that alone is pretty compelling to show that how would she have shot herself if there's no sound of gunshot yet he's communicating with her. So I think he was trying to use obviously the cell phone as a tactic for his alibi, and it backfired on him when he somehow turned on her audio recording, and it just proves his alibi. And then going back to him
Oh,
calling
her audio.
911 and not having any type of emotion. I mean, I understand their relationship was bad. They're going through potentially a divorce, but I'm sorry, that's his wife. They have children together, and a lot of times investigators do go back and listen to those 911 recordings because they can't. That is pretty telling when someone's calling 911 and he's showing no type of emotion in his voice that he just found his wife potentially deceased and shot in the head. And then he's
Oh,
not
fuck
willing
that.
or wanting to provide CPR.
At least one cup of coffee, man. At least.
Her. I mean,
Tops, I have
look,
two.
as cops, we respond to calls all the time. We don't know these people, and we perform CPR. I mean, if that's your wife, that's your loved one.
Why aren't you drinking coffee?
You're going to do those things, no matter how gruesome you think it is. Or that's just
Chef killed his
On
own.
Prime
Oh boy.
Crime.
911. There's somebody collapsed in one of our kitchens. Do you know what happened? Somebody just found him on the floor.
An adored chef is killed in cold blood.
I just can't imagine who would
Oh, I think I know this one.
want to kill him.
Sparking a search for the one who committed this callous murder.
There was no video, there was no eyewitness, it didn't look like anything was really disturbed. It seemed like there was something really personal going on here. No video, there was no eyewitness, it
What was
didn't look
that?
like anything.
The hell?
Was really disturbed.
Weird.
It seemed like there was something really personal going on
Yeah,
here.
that's some personal shit. Yeah, why'd you stop drinking coffee?
Hey there, everybody, I'm Jesse Weber, and welcome to Prime Crime, where we break down the most compelling and memorable true crime cases. Our next story starts with the sudden killing of a culinary instructor. This left investigators scratching their heads. Who would want to kill this man? A stranger? An enemy? A loved one? Let's find out.
911. Hi, we are at Oregon Culinary Institute. There's somebody collapsed in one of our kitchens.
It's early Saturday morning, June 2nd, 2018, at the Oregon Culinary Institute in Portland.
Yeah, I remember. He got jealous or mad about something, and he ended up killing him. I thought he shot him.
Students walk in,
So why'd you quit coffee?
expecting a day of learning techniques and recipes. Yet instead, they discover the body of their instructor, 63-year-old Daniel Brophy, lying on the floor of one of the school's kitchens.
He's one of our chefs, and he's an older man.
All right, is he conscious right now?
No, he is not conscious.
Is he breathing?
No, he's not breathing.
Daniel Brophy was at his school where he teaches culinary arts, and on that day he was preparing for students to come in. It was just like any other day.
The students had found Chef Brophy lying on.
You know what I want to look for is Addison Rae. Is that chick? that had like a shit ton of stalkers. Anyway, oh, let's see. What was I? Oh, Mara Murray. What? No way. Did they finally find her?
We don't know where she is. We don't know where she was going, and we don't know what happened to her.
Oh my God. If they found out something, this is, I don't know why. This is the one case that I always think about. I always think about this case. I don't know why. She, boy, some weird shit that happened here. She didn't have she had a boyfriend. She was going to college. She got into a car accident not long before she just disappeared. But her dad let her use his car, and then like out of nowhere she contacts the college and says, I have a family emergency, and her work. Yeah. And said, you know, and then took off. But they found out that she had hotel bookings up in Vermont or something like that in some cabin, got some liquor. Then her car broke down. A guy saw her, and within minutes, gone. Nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to, like, gone. Just a weird fucking disappearance.
Hello, welcome to our channel.
Ooh.
The Enigma.
A witness saw her walking away from the accident.
Graduate in
Okay, good.
in Korea. She was a role model for me.
Today we're delving into one of the most puzzling and haunting unsolved disappearances of the 21st century, the case of Maura Murray. Maura Murray was a 21-year-old nursing student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, known for being an accomplished athlete and a bright student. On February 9, 2004, she mysteriously left campus, packed her car, and headed north without informing anyone of her destination. That day at 1 p.m., Maura emailed her professors and work supervisor, claiming she needed to take a week off due to a family emergency, though no such emergency existed. At 3:15 p.m., she withdrew $280 from an ATM, purchased about $40 worth of alcohol from a nearby liquor store, and left Amherst, driving towards the White Mountains in New Hampshire. Later that evening, at 7:27 p.m., a resident of Woodsville, New Hampshire,
Yeah,
heard a
bus
loud
driver,
thump
that's
outside her
right.
home and saw a car
Yeah, it was a bus driver that saw her.
crashed into a snowbank on Route 112. The driver, presumed to be Maura, was spotted outside the vehicle. Just 3 minutes later, another resident reported the accident to the police, having seen Maura but not offering help, assuming the authorities would arrive shortly.
That's her boyfriend.
At 7:46 p.m., a Haverhill police officer reached the
I don't know.
scene, but Maura was nowhere to be found. Her car was locked, with no signs of a struggle, and her belongings, including the alcohol, remained inside. The officer also noticed a rag stuffed into the car's
She did tailpipe, really?
tailpipe.
Yeah, she said no to the bus driver. She had someone coming to pick her up or something. I think it was there's talk of her having an affair with, well, I guess she was cheating with the gym coach, was it? Or no, not gym. One of the teachers or something like that. Yeah.
Adding to the mystery of her disappearance. In the days leading
Some
up to her
people think he had
disappearance,
something to do
Maura
with it.
Murray exhibited unusual behavior. On February 5th, 2004, she had a phone conversation with her sister Kathleen that left her visibly upset while working a late-night security shift at her dormitory.
Beautiful girl, man.
2 days later, on February 7th, her father, Fred Murray, visited her in Amherst, where they shopped for a new car and had dinner with a friend. That night, Maura borrowed her father's car but crashed it into a guardrail, causing significant damage,
Yep.
though no one was injured. On
Okay,
the day of
it's
her
done.
disappearance, she made several phone calls inquiring about renting a condo in the Bartlett, New Hampshire area, suggesting she had a specific destination in mind. Her last known phone activity was at 4:37 p.m. when she checked her voicemail. After her car crashed later that evening, at least 2 witnesses saw Maura. One offered help, which she declined, claiming she'd called ALAE, a service she did not have. The other witness, a school bus driver named Butch Atwood, reported that Maura appeared shaken but not visibly injured. By the time police arrived, Maura had vanished. Her car, found locked on the driver's side but unlocked on the passenger side and trunk, contained a box of wine, a bottle of Kahlua, a book on mountain climbing, driving directions to Burlington, Vermont, and her school textbooks. The immediate search for Maura, which included dogs and thermal imaging, found no trace of her, though her scent was tracked 100 yards east from the car, suggesting she may have left on foot. The presence of a rag in the car's tailpipe remains unexplained, with some speculating it was placed there to reduce exhaust smoke. The police investigation into her disappearance examined her emails and phone records, revealing contacts about travel plans and personal issues, but none led to conclusive information. Her family, particularly her father, has been very active in the search, with Fred Murray criticizing the initial police response and conducting his own searches. Online sleuths have also become deeply involved, analyzing every detail and proposing various theories, though few have led to actionable leads. Over the years, there have been numerous reported sightings of Maura in different states, and even speculation that she may have crossed the border into Canada to start a new life. But none of these sightings have been confirmed. Over the years, there have been numerous reported sightings of Maura Murray in different states, but none have been confirmed, fueling ongoing speculation that she may have crossed the border into Canada to start a new life. In 2021, authorities conducted a new search around the crash site after ground-penetrating radar scans detected anomalies in the soil, but no new evidence was found. The case has remained in the public eye, largely due to the influence of the podcast Missing Maura Murray and the Oxygen Network series The Disappearance of Maura Murray, both of which have
I don't know if
sometimes
they actually
generated
have
new tips and theories.
update, but
Key questions linger. Why did Maura leave Amherst so abruptly?
so
Was she running
puzzling.
away, or merely planning a short trip to clear her mind? What happened to her after the crash? Did she encounter someone who offered her a ride, or did she venture into the woods on her own? And what was the purpose of the rag in the car's tailpipe? Was it an attempt to disable the vehicle, or was it placed there by someone else? Despite a myriad of theories, the disappearance of Maura Murray remains one of the most baffling unsolved cases, with no concrete answers in sight. There are several possible theories surrounding the disappearance of Maura Murray, each with its own set of proponents and detractors. Number 1. Voluntary disappearance. This theory suggests that Maura deliberately left her life behind to start anew. Supporters point to her behavior before the disappearance, such as emailing her professors about a fake family emergency and making phone calls about rental properties, which suggest premeditation. Additionally, Maura had been involved in several personal issues, including a recent car accident and possible relationship problems, which may have driven her to escape. The presence of her textbooks and personal items in the car indicates she might have planned to be away for some time. However, skeptics argue that Maura has never contacted her family or friends, which is unusual for someone starting a new life, and it's unclear if she had the necessary resources to sustain a new identity. Number 2. Abduction. This theory proposes that Maura was abducted by a stranger or someone she knew shortly after her car accident. The accident occurred in a relatively isolated area, making it plausible that she accepted a ride from someone with ill intentions. The fact that no trace of Maura has been found, despite extensive searches, aligns with the possibility of a successful abduction. Witnesses saw her near her car shortly before she vanished, indicating she was taken quickly. However, there are no signs of a struggle or forensic evidence supporting an abduction at the scene, and the short window between her last sighting and the arrival of the police makes it difficult to believe an abductor could act so swiftly without leaving evidence. Number 3. Accident and exposure. This theory suggests Maura left her car, became lost or injured in the wilderness, and succumbed to the elements. Dogs tracked her scent a short distance from the car, suggesting she initially walked away. The cold weather on the night she disappeared, coupled with her lack of preparation for an extended stay outdoors, supports the idea that she may have died from exposure. Although Maura had some hiking experience, it might not have been enough to survive the harsh conditions. However, extensive searches have turned up no physical remains, clothing, or
Yeah,
other
that's
personal items.
I'm sorry, but that's a stupid one. You think she just walked off, went out in the middle of the woods? I don't know. Why would she go out in the middle of the woods? Why wouldn't she just follow the road or like go to that? I don't know. That one's stupid. I don't think she's. Maybe she would have started a new life, but even if she did, I feel like if she did, I don't know. I think someone got her.
Leading some to doubt this theory. Number 4. Suicide. This theory suggests that Maura may have been suffering from severe emotional distress and chose to end her life. Supporters of this theory point to some of her actions
No. I think she loved her dad so much she wouldn't have done something like that.
leading up to her disappearance, which could indicate
She
significant
loved her
emotional
dad.
turmoil. The car crash might have been a deliberate act or a final
No.
breaking point. However, there is no direct evidence, such as a note suggesting she was suicidal, and searches have not located her body, which would be expected if she had committed suicide near the crash site. Number 5.
That rag in the tailpipe is a big what the fuck, you know?
Foul play by known individual. This theory posits that Maura may have arranged to meet someone she knew and was subsequently harmed by that individual. The theory is supported by Maura's phone records, which show several phone calls before she left, possibly indicating plans to meet someone. There were also reports of personal problems and relationship issues that might involve individuals capable of foul play. However, no credible suspects have been identified in her circle who would have
You
both
think
the
so?
motive and opportunity, and there is a lack of physical evidence supporting this scenario. Number 6. Crossing into Canada.
Oh yeah.
This theory suggests that
I
Maura
think she
crossed
was
the
too.
border into Canada to start a new life. The Canadian border is relatively close to where she disappeared, and the absence of confirmed sightings in the U.S. might suggest she left the country. However, even in 2004, crossing the border without
Yeah, exactly. Why
documentation
would
or leaving
she?
a trail would have been difficult. And despite publicizing the case, no credible leads have emerged from Canada. In the ongoing investigation of Maura Murray's disappearance, various individuals and scenarios have been scrutinized. Here are some potential suspects and persons of interest that have been discussed. Number 1. Butch Atwood. Butch Atwood, the school bus driver who was one of the last people to see Maura, offered her help, which she declined. Atwood's role as the last known person to interact with Maura has made him a figure of interest. Some speculate that his statements might have been inconsistent, raising suspicions. However, Atwood cooperated fully with the investigation, and there is no
Yeah,
evidence
I don't
linking
think it
him
was
to
him.
any wrongdoing.
If it was like he came forward, like they didn't ask him anything. I don't think. I think he like came forward after a little while or something like that. Why would he? Yeah.
Number 2.
Yeah, I don't think it's him.
Local residents. Given the isolated nature of the area where Maura's car was found, some theories suggest that a local resident might have encountered her after the crash and potentially harmed her. The area's sparse population would imply that a local resident would have intimate knowledge of the surroundings and might have offered Maura a ride.
I remember someone. There was some. They were talking about the cop. Some cop pulling up and talking to her or giving her a ride or something like that. The sergeant. I remember that.
Under the guise of helping her.
Yeah.
Despite this, no credible evidence has surfaced to implicate any specific local residents, and extensive investigations in the local community have yielded no solid leads. Number 3. Random abductor. Some theories propose that a passing motorist, such as a truck driver or transient, might
Like the
have
cop.
abducted Maura. The remote location and timing of the accident could have presented an opportunity for an opportunistic abduction. The lack of immediate forensic evidence at the scene might support the notion of a quick, unplanned abduction.
Who said she was intoxicated?
However, no forensic or
I
eyewitness
don't remember
evidence
hearing she was
supports this
intoxicated.
scenario, and such a crime would typically leave some trace,
I heard that all the alcohol was like untouched.
which has not been found. Number 4. Fred Murray, Maura's father. Fred Murray, Maura's father, has been very vocal and active in the search for his daughter. Speculation often falls on close family members in such cases, and Fred's persistent criticism of the investigation and his conduct has led some to question his motives. However, Fred Murray has a strong alibi and has been extensively cooperative.
You got to be honestly a complete moron to think her father did something. Like you gotta have to be stupid, really dumb. She had a diamond necklace in there? Huh. Hmm. Whether that says anything.
That Maura may have been suffering from severe emotional distress and chose to end her life. Supporters of this theory point to the of Maura Murray's disappearance. Various individuals and scenarios have been scrutinized. Here are some potential suspects and persons of interest that has made him a figure of interest. Some speculate that his statements might have been inconsistent, raising suspicions. However, Atwood cooperated fully with the investigation, and there is no evidence discussed. Number 1. Butch Atwood. Butch Atwood, the school bus driver who was one of the last people to see Maura, offered her help, which she declined. Atwood's role as the last known person to interact with Maura has made him a figure of interest. Some speculate that his statements might have been inconsistent, raising suspicions. However, Atwood cooperated fully with the investigation, and there is no evidence linking him to any wrongdoing.
Just gross.
Number 2. Local residents. Given the isolated nature of the area where Maura's car was found, some theories suggest that a local resident might have encountered her after the crash and potentially harmed her. The area's sparse population would imply that a local resident would have intimate knowledge of the surroundings and might have offered Maura a ride under the guise of helping her. Despite this, no credible evidence has surfaced to implicate any specific local residents, and extensive investigations in the local community have yielded no solid leads. Surfaced to implicate any specific local residents, and extensive investigations in the local surroundings and might have offered Mora a ride under the guise of helping her. Despite this, no credible evidence has might have encountered her after the crash and potentially harmed her.
I didn't see anything about alcohol, though.
The area's sparse population would imply that a local resident would
Did I
have
miss something?
intimate knowledge of the surroundings and might have offered Mora a ride under.
Yeah. Who's the witness? Atwood said, yeah, but what witnesses, though? Now you... Whoa. I wonder if there's... That's literally the first time I've heard that she was... Literally the first time I heard that she was impaired or... Okay. I first got interested in this case from Julie's TikTok. I also watched the Oxygen series for the first time. I also began listening to Missing Mara Murray's podcast for context. Okay. I was always fascinated by Witness A. How the Witness A layer... I was always fascinated by how the Witness A layer further complicated and already complicated set of circumstances around Mara Murray's disappearance. Julie even vouches that Witness A has never wavered in her account, unlike multiple other witnesses. Like nothing adds up about this entire case. It's just so strange. But from recently listening to, he further breaks down this ultimate. Okay, Witness A has a phone record from which she reached the point where she regained cell service and called her husband. This would have placed her at the crash site well before Cecil was reported to have arrived at the scene at 7:46. So even if he was driving 001, that means he was seen at the scene well before he officially was reported to arrive. When she reached the point where she regained self-service and called her husband, this would have placed her at the crash site, well before Cecil was reported to arrive at the scene at 7:46. Okay. According to John Smith Butch, and Faith and Witness B both stated that Cecil arrived in the 002 sedan, which would be contradicting his explanation on oxygen. I don't. If Witness A picked up Mara to save her life from being ruined by a DUI arrest, wouldn't she have followed up that she arrived at a safe place? And if she hadn't put an anonymous tip? Yes, her job as a counselor for the state-run DUI program would have been in jeopardy. She would have lost her license to practice. So if she was, okay, that makes sense now. So if she's, I have no idea. They just keep saying Witness A picked up Mara. Maybe they're, I don't know. Witness A has a phone record of when she reached the point. Who's witness A? Hmm. Oh, is it? Cecil.
We don't know where she is, we don't know where she was going, and we don't know what happened to her.
The UMass college student hasn't been seen since she crashed on Route 112 in Woodsville. A witness saw her walking away from the accident.
She was going to graduate into a nursing career. She was a role model for me. Such a driven individual.
She didn't deserve any harm.
Where is Maura Murray? What happened to her?
How does a person disappear when there's three
This is 7 years ago.
people watching?
Do you wish you had come back? Sometimes I think that I may have disappeared too. Fred, what do you think happened tomorrow?
Guy grabbed her and killed her.
It makes you think that this is a serial killer. I think Maura found out she was pregnant.
I'd like to think maybe she escaped. She wanted to start her new life somewhere.
Yeah, they think it might have been him.
Tomorrow we knew.
So apparently he was seen pulling up and talking to her. The bus driver said, I think the bus driver said that he saw a cop car. I'm almost positive that that's what happened. This was 5 months ago? What a shitty video. No offense. Doesn't include everything. Okay, it's not shitty. It's just, you know. Haunting Mystery of Maura Murray. I didn't know Volder did a video on this. Oh, wait, no. I'm thinking of someone else. Never mind. I thought it was the JFK guy. This guy made an excellent JFK. There's no talking?
Service that provides recorded information. Searching for cars all day, the two went for dinner. Fred offered Maura his new Toyota Corolla to drive for the evening. Maura drove her father back to his motel and returned to the university. Upon returning to the campus, Maura attended a small party with her friends. She mentioned at one point that she wanted to take the car back to her father that same night. At 11:30 p.m., Fred...
Okay, we all know what happened, right? We know she talked to her boyfriend. We know she had those emails about, you know, going on a family emergency. She had the hotel reserved right around here.
Including Bailey's Irish Cream.
Wait, what? I thought she went to the store. What?
Any signs of distress. It was approximately 3:50 p.m. when she walked into a nearby liquor store. Maura bought approximately $40 worth of alcoholic beverages, including Bailey's Irish Cream, Kahlua.
That's a bar. Okay.
Vodka, and a box of Francia wine. Once more, security footage confirmed that she was all alone during this purchase.
Hey.
Yet, considering the types and amounts of alcohol purchased, it was clear this wasn't just for a casual night in. Was the alcohol for her, or was it meant to be shared? At 4:37 p.m., Maura checked her voicemail for messages. This was the last recorded call on her cell phone. At some point during the day, she also collected accident report forms from the Massachusetts Registry of Motor Vehicles. Following that, she embarked on her journey, heading north towards the wilderness of New Hampshire. The weather on February 9th, 2004, was not optimal for a long drive, especially not for a journey through the winding, often slippery roads of New Hampshire. Snow was reported in the area.
So here's... Where is it?
All right. Hello, everyone, and thank you for... Now, it's my understanding, at least it was, you know, in 2.5
Wow, great. Thank you. It's what the fuck? I'm looking for the footage. Is that her? Yeah, that is her. Okay. Never mind. I was looking for the footage. I guess not.
Which would have made the road conditions hazardous, particularly for someone driving a car as
I know,
old
right?
and as in need of repair as Mora's Saturn. There was snow chains
I think you're right. I think it is the cop.
in the trunk, suggesting
I think it was the chief.
some preparation for the wintry conditions she would encounter. When her car was later found abandoned, it was noted that the fuel tank was nearly empty. Given the almost empty fuel tank and the lack of specific navigational aids, it seems as if her preparations were a mix of thoughtful planning and perplexing oversight. Sometime after 7 that evening, Maura Murray crashed her car on Route 112 in the rural village of Woodsville, a winding and often desolate road. The exact coordinates of the crash site are approximately 44.1004 degrees north, 71.9570 degrees west, placing it in a rural, wooded area of Woodsville. The site was near a weathered barn, an easily recognizable landmark on...
Oh, what's up, bitch? Hopefully you don't have that too high. What's up, Ski? You're good. You can roam. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, I am. That's my jammies. That's right. I know. Nice. As soon as I walk through that door, I'm telling you, if these aren't dirty, on goes on the jammies. I'm telling you, these are so comfortable. No Ski. No. Like I deserve. Oh, hell no. Oh, man. Worth every penny. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I am a giant toddler. I play video games. I sit in my jammies all day. Wow. I didn't even think about that. And I have my chocolate milk or my hot chocolate before bed every day. Oh my God. I'm a fucking child. I didn't even think about that. That's hilarious. My hot chocolate with marshmallows. Mm. That's right. I think Mara Murray would have loved it too.
Route 112, and crash site was also not far from a sharp bend in the road, making it a somewhat treacherous section to navigate, especially in poor weather. Houses were sparse but present. There were a few houses within a mile of the crash site, but not within immediate visual range. On the night of the crash, the road was icy and slick, with a light coating of snow adding to the hazardous driving conditions. There were no street lamps illuminating this stretch of Route 112, leaving the area shrouded in almost complete darkness except for the moonlight that filtered through the cloud cover. This stretch of Route 112 was not covered by any CCTV cameras, a fact that has hampered the investigations.
Yeah, but why would she walk in the woods? It just makes no sense.
Since beginning. Sometime after 7 p.m., Faith Westman heard a loud thump outside her house. Her house is located inside a sharp left-hand bend in the road. Westman lives there with her husband, Tim. Faith Westman peered out her window and saw Maura Murray's black Saturn lodged in a snowbank a short distance from her home. At 7...
How do you not go out and ask questions or like something?
7:27 p.m., Westman called the Grafton County Sheriff's Department to report the vehicle. Westman told dispatcher that she was not sure if there were any injuries. Notably, Westman said that she could see a man in the vehicle smoking a cigarette.
Oh!
According to Maura's parents, she was a non-smoker and strongly opposed to smoking. During later interviews, Faith Westman stated that she observed a man holding a cigarette, whereas Tim Westman was convinced he saw a woman using her cell phone at the location. Tim suggested that the red glow observed, which Faith mistook for the ember of a cigarette, was actually the light emanating from the woman's phone. Meanwhile, across the street, neighbor Virginia Marotte was standing in her kitchen with her husband John. From our kitchen
How do you mistake a cigarette, smoking a cigarette and a phone?
window, we saw a car down the road with trouble lights flashing and someone walking around the car, Virginia said. While she was watching from the kitchen window, she observed another neighbor arrive on the scene in a school bus. Arthur Butch Atwood worked as a school bus driver for First Student Inc. According to Butch, the car's engine was not running, but hazard lights were on. I saw no blood. She was cold and she was shivering, Atwood told later. Atwood offered to get her help, but she asked him not to contact police. Atwood then offered to let Maura wait at his house until help arrived, but Maura wanted to wait with her car. Atwood mentioned that Murray claimed to have called AAA, but a subsequent check by AAA revealed no record of the call. He advised Maura to turn her car's lights on to avoid getting hit by vehicles coming around the bend, left the scene, and drove 100 yards to his house.
I would have at least, like, I know myself, I know I would have watched until someone picked her up. I know I would have. Why didn't anybody?
Atwood noted that Maura positioned herself on the driver's side of her vehicle, keeping a distance of about 15 to 20 feet from him throughout their conversation. Atwood, a man of substantial build and around 60 years old, acknowledged that his appearance could have been daunting to Maura. I might be afraid if I saw Butch. He's 350 pounds and has this mustache, said his wife Barbara Atwood. After he left the scene, Faith Westman noticed the interior lights of the Saturn turning on and off. She also saw a burst of activity around the car's rear, including someone standing at the trunk. After heading back to his house, Atwood called 911, prompting a local police sergeant to arrive at the scene within 10 minutes. However, by that time, Maura had disappeared. A resident coming back from work reported that at around 7...
Did she though?
7:37 p.m., she drove past the location and noticed a police SUV positioned directly in front of Murray's vehicle. She
Tell me she saw someone in there.
Stopped for a short moment, observing no one either inside or around the vehicles, and then chose to proceed home. The account provided by this witness does not align with the official police record, which indicates the Haverhill police arrived 9 minutes later. The official police log states that Haverhill Police Sergeant Cecil Smith reached the scene at 7:46 p.m. Observing the arrival of a police car, Atwood decided to return to his school bus to complete some paperwork.
Okay, never mind.
In later interviews,
he did.
Atwood estimated that between 7 to 9 minutes had passed from when he parted ways with Maura until the police car arrived. Officer Smith approached Maura's car and discovered that it was locked. The windshield on the driver's side was cracked and both airbags inside the car had been deployed. Maura was nowhere to be found. Impressions from the tires were visible in the...
How? How did she disappear? It doesn't make any sense. None of this makes any sense. Okay. So the bus driver pulls up and tells her, if you want to wait at my house, that's fine with me. His wife was home. She said, no, thank you. And he pulls into the driveway. He sees her walk to the back of the car. And within 7 to 9 minutes, she disappeared. While he was watching, I guess, or maybe he wasn't watching. And when the police pulled, he just said, when the police pulled up, that's when I went back inside. So if he was watching the whole time, how did he? It doesn't make any sense.
After heading back to his house, Atwood called 911.
Yes, he said he was looking out the window and watching.
A local police sergeant to arrive at the scene within 10 minutes. However, by that time, Maura had disappeared. A resident coming back from work reported that at around 7:37 p.m., she drove past the location and noticed a police SUV positioned directly in front of Murray's vehicle. She stopped for a short moment, observing no one either inside or around the vehicles, and then chose to proceed home. The account provided by this witness does not align with the official police record, which indicates
on February 9th, 2004, Maura Murray's car veered off Road 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire, getting stuck in the snow. Despite the snowy conditions, Maura was nowhere to be found at the crash site. Earlier that day, surveillance footage captured her at the ATM, dressed in a dark jacket and jeans prior to her disappearance. Murray had left the University of Massachusetts, Amherst. She had received an education in the United States Military Academy at West Point and enjoyed outdoor activities like running and hiking in the mountains. So she was going to West Point. Okay. Strange. I wonder if she did run off. She's going to, I don't know, man. Maybe I just lean towards she was murdered.
Police arrived 9 minutes later.
9 minutes. 9 minutes she went disappeared. She disappeared. Nobody saw someone pick her up. No one saw her take off. What?
Official police log states that Haverhill Police Sergeant Cecil Smith reached the scene at 7:46 p.m. Observing the arrival of a police car, Atwood decided to return to his school bus to complete some paperwork. In later interviews, Atwood estimated that between 7 to 9 minutes had passed from when he parted ways with Maura until the police car arrived. Officer Smith approached Maura's car and discovered that it was locked. The windshield on the driver's side was cracked and both airbags inside the car had been deployed. Maura was nowhere to be found. Impressions from the tires were visible in the snow beside the car, but none were observed on the road itself.
Yeah, right. And how come that person that stopped didn't even see the cop there? They stopped, they didn't see anybody, and then they took off. I don't know.
Furthermore,
Weird.
In the dense snow around the highway, no distinct footprints were detected. Upon inspecting the vehicle, Smith found red stains that appeared to be from red wine both inside and outside of the car. Inside, an empty beer bottle and a broken box of Francia wine were found on the rear seat. Additionally, Smith came across a Coke bottle filled with a red liquid with a strong alcoholic odor. However, none of the other alcohol bottles Maura had purchased in Amherst were located within the vehicle. Among other items discovered were a AAA card belonging to Murray.
So she was worried about getting a DUI. Watch Atwood and Cecil Smith timeline explicitly states and derives facts from evidence. Okay. Evidential materials, accident time derived just prior to 7:27. Mrs. Westman said she called 911 right away. You know, hold on. This is really getting to me. Hold on. Okay. 7:27, Miss Westman, she called 911 right away and had no trouble getting through. Okay. Sheriff's logs that she called at 7:27. Okay. Just prior to 7:29, we heard a thump. The neighbors heard a thump in the woods, so she went to look out the window. They saw, okay. They saw her car parallel parked across the road, no lights on, and called 911. Her call was received by 7:29, so within 2 minutes. Westman and wait, what? Oh, okay, that's the husband and wife. Okay, so both of them called. Okay, so around 7:30 is when both of them called. Faith Westman's to Grafton County Dispatch. 7:27. What is this? The accident. Okay. According to came in at 7:42. What? Okay, Butch Atwood's call came in at 7:42, and their call came in at 7:27. Okay. About a minute on the phone. Dispatch time, 7:29, 7:30, and 7:35. So why didn't more people show up? Butch Atwood arrival at Saturn. Just prior to 7:31 to 7:32, the Westman said that 4 to 5 minutes after the car crashed, they saw a school bus. Okay, so while they're pretty much on the phone, just prior to 7:28, 7:29, assumes from time of crash and treated 1 to 2 minutes after the Westmans watched this car for a few minutes. Bruce Atwood, one of the neighbors, drove by and stopped at the collision scene. 1 to 2 minutes is the start of 911. Atwood arrives 1 to 2 minutes per Faith. So right around, okay, all right. What is this? Oh, is this like each witness? Mara's actions after Butch left the Saturn. After Atwood drove away. Okay. After Atwood drove away, Faith Westman noticed the Saturn's interior lights switch on and off and witnessed a flurry of activity at the rear of the car, including a person standing at the trunk. Is this the script of that video with the Westmans after the accident? Including a person standing at the trunk. Was that Mara or someone else? While on the phone with dispatch, Faith witnesses a school bus driven by one of her neighbors. Yeah, okay. This proves that Mara did not go with Butch Atwood. The Grafton Sheriff logs do not mention the fact that Faith Westman saw Butch Atwood arrive and leave. Man. Jeez. What is going on?
Blank accident report forms, gloves, makeup, diamond jewelry, driving directions to Burlington, Vermont, Murray's beloved stuffed animal, and Not Without Peril, a book on mountain climbing in the White Mountains. Contrary to what one might expect in a typical abandoned vehicle, Maura's driver's license, debit card, credit cards, her mobile phone, along with her wallet, were not found in the car.
So she went with someone.
Maura's family later confirmed that they couldn't reach her phone, finding it to be either turned off or out of service area. This led investigators to consider whether Maura had intentionally left behind no means of tracking her movements or contacting her. A winter coat was left in the back seat along with a blanket, suggesting that Maura was prepared for the cold weather, but oddly chose not to take these items with her. After checking the area around the Saturn, Smith proceeded to the Westmans' residence, inquiring about what they had witnessed. Next, Smith traveled 200 yards east to Butch Atwood's home, where he found Atwood seated in his bus.
So she takes everything like her wallet and her phone, but she turns off her phone and doesn't take her blanket. Why would she turn off her phone? Or did the other person turn off her phone? If she was killed, kidnapped, whatever.
Smith tapped on the bus window to get Atwood's attention. Recalling the interaction, Atwood mentioned, he asked where the girl was and informed the officer that he hadn't seen anyone since he departed from the vicinity of Maura's car. Sergeant Smith and Atwood both drove around the area searching for Maura without any success. The next day, police issued a BOL, be on the lookout, for Maura Murray. On February 10th, the only sniffer...
Dude, it took that long to get someone to... Oh
dog
my
present
God.
was given a black leather glove from Maura's vehicle to track her scent. The dog managed to follow Maura's scent to a point approximately 100 yards east of where her car was located. This led the police to conclude that she had departed.
She was picked up.
Departed the area in a different vehicle. 8 days following the disappearance.
That's exactly what happened. She was picked up by someone. Someone picked her up. Someone that knew her.
CNN's Soledad O'Brien conducted interviews with Fred Murray and her boyfriend. During the conversation,
Well, her boyfriend was down south, so it definitely wasn't him.
Roush shared with O'Brien that while en route to Haverhill, he received a voicemail message at a time his phone was off. I could hear only breathing, and then towards the end of the voicemail, I heard what was apparent to be crying and then a whimper, which I'm certain was Maura. The investigation revealed that the number originated from an AT&T calling card. Coincidentally, Maura's sister Sharon disclosed that she had purchased 2 AT&T calling cards for Maura prior to her disappearance. Further probing led the police to discover that the call came from American Red Cross. It just doesn't make any sense that the call was from the Red Cross, because if they had been trying to call Billy, they never called back. The soft crying, sniffing, and muffled sobs didn't seem to make sense coming from the Red Cross, Sharon said. After police determined the call was from Red Cross officials, they chose not to pursue it further. 1 month later, the disappearance of Brianna Maitland in Montgomery, Vermont, located 66 miles from where Maura Murray was last seen in Woodsville, attracted attention from both the media and law enforcement because of the parallels between the two cases. Brianna, an American teenager, vanished after leaving her job at the Black Lantern Inn in Montgomery. The next day, her car was found backed into the side of an abandoned house approximately a mile from her place of employment.
Huh. Wow.
Maitland has not been seen or heard from since. State police clarified that there were no connections between the two cases. They also dismissed the possibility of a serial killer being involved, even though at that time, a serial killer named Israel Keys was active in Vermont, but he was ultimately ruled out as a suspect by the FBI. In April, Rick Forcier, a local contractor, reported a sighting of Maura on the night of her disappearance, approximately 4 to 5 miles from where her car was abandoned. Forcier was on his way home from his job when he noticed a young woman who resembled Maura running eastbound on Route 112. Initially, when questioned by the police 10 days after Maura vanished, Forcier did not report this observation. He later explained that his failure to mention the sighting earlier was
weird.
due to confusion about the dates. Following the revelation of this new
What do you mean dates? You saw a woman running across the woods to another
information, a bigger search operation was carried out on May 8th,
What a moron.
involving multiple canine teams. However, this search did not yield any new leads. In late 2004, a significant piece of evidence was handed to Maura Murray's father by a man whose brother had a criminal background and lived less than a mile from where Maura's car was found abandoned. The item in question was a rusty stained knife that the man's brother owned. It was reported that the brother and his girlfriend exhibited unusual behavior following Maura's disappearance, with the brother suggesting he believed the knife had been used in Maura's murder. A few days after the knife was turned over to Maura's father, it was alleged that their brother scrapped his Volvo. However, family members of the individual who turned in the knife later claimed that he fabricated the story to claim reward money associated with the investigation. On November 1st, 2005, a development in the case emerged on an online forum named Not Without Peril, dedicated to discussing Maura Murray's disappearance. A user by the name of Tom Davies reported seeing a black backpack.
I found the black backpack overlook approximately Woodsville. I thought it might be. I reported to a state trooper on the side of the road, hoping it would help find Maura.
Resembling Maura's backpack behind a restroom at Pemigewasset Overlook, approximately 30 miles east of Woodsville. Assistant Attorney General Jeffrey
that's around
Strelzin
there.
stated that law enforcement was aware of the backpack, but did not disclose whether it had been taken for forensic testing. In October 2006, about 10 retired police officers and
So she dropped her backpack? What? Why?
detectives volunteered to lead a 2-day search within a few miles of where Murray's car was found.
Dude.
On the first day, while searching a house approximately 1 mile from the crash site, a cadaver dog had hits on the second floor. The next day, 4 more cadaver dogs were put to work in the house and went bonkers, Fred said. The strongest hits by the dogs were in a downstairs closet, indicating that a dead body could have been stored there. The house had formerly been the residence of the same man implicated by his brother, who had given Fred Murray the rusty knife in 2004. During search, investigators collected trash bags of items and a section of carpet from the closet to test for blood and DNA. However, that carpet was eventually lost from the custody of private investigators as police
Bro, are you fucking kidding me?
showed no interest in it. 13 years later, in 2019, excavation was done within the basement of the same house, but nothing was found. As the case remains unsolved till this day, in February 2024, marking 20 years since her
20
disappearance,
years.
New Hampshire authorities unveiled an age-progress photo of Murray. Did you know that you can now become a knight, a lord, or even a king by unveiled an age-progress?
What? Looks exactly the same. Like, literally exactly the same. Yeah, what a baffling case. Man, so weird. Still nothing. Missing the culprit is obvious. Open your eyes.
Hey everybody, forgive the sound of the rain in the background pattering on the windows outside, but might be kind of fitting for this video. What I wanted to talk about today was the Maura Murray case. I know there's been a million videos on it. So the last person to have seen her was Butch Atwood, and as far as I know, nobody saw the actual crash. So what is known about this case is...
What do you mean no one saw the actual crash? Like, saw her actually do the crash?
she somehow crashes out of nowhere. Right, very soon after she does,
Yeah, she may have been intoxicated. May have. Don't know.
this bus pulls up next to her. So, what everyone seems to be okay with is these two facts. That she lies to the bus driver.
Yeah. You assume Butch looks safe by his own admission. Butch said to be a hulking 300-pound man, and he can understand why girls don't want to be with him alone. After Butch's bus passed, Mara was seen inside the car with the famous red dot, now assumed to be charging her cell phone. She was also seen around the back of the car. Yeah, exactly. You don't. After reading a lot over this case over the years, I think she was drunk and wanted to avoid police. I think so too. She was probably shooken up from the accident and ran for the woods. And then she saw them coming. I think she watched the police from a distance and then she ran further into the woods and got lost. It's very possible in that area. She most likely succumbed to the elements. I don't think so. What a fucking weird. Yeah, this one gets me every fucking time. Yeah, I agree. I think it would have started. Yeah, I don't think that's it, because I think at least by day 2 she would have stopped and she would have started yelling or screaming, or you can hear the cars. You know what I mean? Once you start like leaving and you stop hearing cars, don't you think that's when you stop and try to go? Yeah, I don't think that's the case. The disappearance of Madeleine McCain. The fact that her scent ended up in the road is scary. When you are buzzing on alcohol, you don't always make the best choices. Someone in town knows exactly where she is. I don't know, man. Is this ever gonna like? I want to play a game. I want to play a game. Why can't people just mind their own business? I love drama.
Channel, you guys. So this is the start to a crazy day.
Ooh.
So in this video, Matt, aka Part-Time Pickers, and I hit a ton of garage sales. As normal, we are looking for valuable items that we can flip on eBay for a profit. And while the treasure hunting is always pretty interesting, you guys are literally not going to believe what happens in part 2. We got accused of literally stealing from a garage sale. So be sure to check back.
Oh, the garage people? Yeah.
On this channel for part 2 of this insane day. But for now, let's just go ahead and jump into part 1.
There's gonna be some
garage people
here for sure.
Another cool shirt right off the bat.
Yeah, a couple cool shirts.
What?
I'm glad you like looking through clothes. Okay. Did you
Are they friends or are they together?
start a policy?
Yeah, put it on that chair.
Okay. I'm gonna put it on right under his. Yeah. Perfect way to start the day. Wow, that phone is cool. Check out that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Blue site on the bottom.
I can't.
Columbia. I've never even seen a phone like that before.
Can't tell. Part-time pickers.
Surrender Christmas tree.
They do all this part-time. Okay.
Yeah, the base is kind of actually doesn't match either.
No.
Like it looks like a totally different green color.
Okay.
Give me a nice rotation.
Yeah, my grandma had one of those.
Little do these.
Take it.
14.
Yeah.
16. 19. 20.
$15. God damn. $40. Damn. That's a lot for a fucking shirt.
Perfect.
There, I didn't have to add it for them. They added their own.
All right. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Give me credit for it.
Now I got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a great day. All right, thanks again. Isn't too bad. You gonna see him up close?
That's a big sack.
Oh, dang. $7.50. It's probably like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Those
9.
are really cool. I'm gonna set these in.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'd take him.
Oh, those are so cool.
Oh, yeah.
You can
I'd take
actually
him.
feel it, which is what I wanted to
Sell them for 20. Boom. Gotcha. I should do this myself.
I found one more thing on the way out. Those switch covers are so neat.
Yeah. They're vintage too.
Yeah. And there's 8. Don't worry about the 56. No, it's okay. Don't even worry about it.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Let's see if I can make it out this time. Right?
Risky. A little risky.
I know, right? I probably shouldn't go find Pyrex. I didn't look it up. But look at that.
What is
12
it?
piece, 12 place settings, Reed and Barton. I looked up the actual, because Reed Barton is not all that. But I looked up that pack.
Crazy.
I know. It's cool. That guy said he has a black one just like it.
Who makes it? Have we looked it up yet?
No, I did a quick, like a 2-second Google image search, and I saw some listed for $60, and I just
No.
leave it behind.
Okay. $90?
$5.
Those are the women.
Oh, shit. Those are pricey.
Boots are 3, but those
Okay.
But they're worn.
I'm just gonna set these right here to the side. Thank you. Hi. Hi. Okay, I won't dare. I thought about it.
Oh, he's a little angry.
Okay,
Do you want them?
I don't know what this is.
I thought of you when I picked them up.
I don't know.
Stick with me, sir.
Give me
See if we can find another one.
Nice. Oh, and it's stackable, so another one.
$15. Yeah, I think they're together.
Good Lord, the comments.
Oh, I know, right?
So many.
How can people not mind their business?
They definitely cannot.
Nice to meet you, madam.
Hi, I'm Matt.
I've run into her.
We are a couple. Oh, yeah. See, there you go.
Frequently.
Got anything good today?
No, not really.
Yeah. Oh, she's cute.
We know what's up.
Gotta throw in some interestings.
Yeah.
Some awesomes.
All right, on to the next one?
Yep.
All right.
Hi, how are you?
I miss you too.
I'm good at.
Lord, the comments.
Oh, I know, right?
So many.
How can people not mind their business?
They definitely cannot.
Nice to meet you, man.
Hi, I'm Matt.
I've run into her frequently.
Oh, Christ. Oh, shit. Cool. Well, it's still not. I mean, what is the. I keep seeing this. Just keeps fucking popping up on my. Let's see. Not alone. Thunder and lightning being followed at the devil's throne. Okay. I've been watching these, like, white woman speaks out. What the fuck? White mother involved in viral racial profiling incident. They're going in on that hearing, I guess. Yeah. God, I ate a lot. Makes me tired when I eat too much. Cannot wait for the trial. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit to warm up though too. They have to go through all that boring shit. They take their time doing this and that. That's why I love the Amber Heard trial, because Amber's side was hurting for time, so they were hurrying, and the other side had.
Welcome you all to
And the other side had
episode of the After Review.
such good evidence that they just wanted to hammer it home. You know what I mean? Like, it was perfect because they hurried up pretty good. But some trials, they like, prosecution's going to talk for 20 minutes about dumb shit and then take their time doing this and take their time doing that. You know what I mean? Some are good, some are bad. Hopefully this is a good one.
Another reason why.
Seeing as he has somewhat of an idea of criminal justice too, I'm sure he's going to be a pain in the ass for their for his lawyers.
Haunted to the Native Americans that were here before.
Because dude is dude's a psychopath, and he's very I don't know. He's a sociopath. I don't know. He's very particular about his stuff, and he's very, yeah. There's some of the things I heard about him anyway. I don't know. I just heard about that stuff.
You have to go back and watch part 1 and part 2, both of which will be linked in the description box down below. Concerning the history of this place, I do not want to repeat myself. Already I've spoken about this extensively in part 1 and also in part 2. If you haven't seen those episodes, make sure to watch them. That would be very important. It's raining, folks. It just started. Right now it's really light, but it's going to get heavy.
All right, what's next Thursday?
Much heavier. I was hoping to make it to the top before the rain set in. That is not going to happen. The reason why
30th.
is pretty simple. This trail is so steep. Doing it in your rain gear is awful. Even though it's not that warm today, that much elevation.
I'm taking next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. By the way.
That quickly, it warms you up fast. Tell you what, I should put on my rain gear here. Now that the rain is coming in, it is not going to stop.
Yeah.
For numerous days. In fact, we have a cold front coming through. Today, it's rain. Tomorrow, it's snow.
Extinction. Hold on. Apparently he's being followed.
I could have swore I saw someone standing at the edge of the forest there.
Uh-oh, not good.
It was in my peripheral vision. As soon as I looked up, it was gone. This place, folks, plays games with you. Every single time that I've been up here, I've had strange experiences.
You know what I can't wait for too is Dying Light the Beast. Oh yeah. I am so stoked about that. Oh, they definitely upgraded the graphics. That's for sure. Holy shit. Oh. Okay. Devil's Throne.
The slick rocks and make your way to the throne. We will do that on this trip. The thing is, we have to be extraordinarily careful. These rocks are as slick as ice. I mean, seriously, one false move and we can slide off. Hopefully, this will be mind-blowing too. What I have here.
Really? You gotta make your money. Gotta make that money.
What on earth was that? I wonder if the camera picked that up. What on earth was it? The site here, I am protected overhead. You may be wondering what I think about the Devil's Throne. If you've been around on the channel for a while, you know that I'm a skeptic of these things. I'm interested in them, but I'm a skeptic. I haven't seen anything to say this place is haunted, or Bigfoot is here, or anything like that. I can say though, I've had some interesting experiences here. Experiences that I cannot quite explain. I've been followed by something in the forest that I haven't been able to see. I've heard footsteps chased after them, haven't found them. I've definitely had my share of audible oddities. I guess that's the way you could say it. And with that, there's enough reason to come back for a fourth trip, a camping trip. After that point, I may take like all of the parts, put them together for like a movie sort of thing. Like a 3.5 hour long movie.
Huh. Okay, something fell wrong. I couldn't finish. Oh, this was in Nuke's Top 5. After years of begging, my teen finally thrifted with me. Okay. Cool. Nah.
What the fuck was that? I've inadvertently started what I'm going to call Operation Sleep Like a Baby. At least I hope that's how it ends up working out. I've just come back from a really heavy leg day at the gym. I'm still like sweating like mad. It took half an hour longer than I expected it to, so I am leaving for this wild camp half an hour late. The sun sets in 40 minutes. I need to drive 20.
Wonderful.
At some point.
So I think that part of the woods is said to be haunted. Any burial ground? No. I know he said it was supposed to be haunted. And he wanted to go stay the night there. All he does is go to places and he camps. Just like most of these people. And something weird happened.
Archie.
There's the doggy.
Oh man, I don't know. Tell you what I'll do. I'll get some food going. Get some smidge spray on. And then I'll see how I feel. Just doesn't feel right.
He said, just doesn't feel right. I wonder what that is. Like, your body's telling you, no, it doesn't feel right. Or like I've said a million times, when you walk into a room that someone has literally just been in, you didn't see him, you didn't hear him, you don't know anything, but you walk into the room and you know someone's been in that room. Like, what is that? Someone's in the room, you don't see them, but you can feel that person in the room. What is that? You know? I think it's weird. That's weird. Or you get a gut feeling about someone or something. Like, I don't know. Excuse me.
This dog's tail, he keeps looking over there. His tail.
Yeah, doggy don't like this.
He keeps looking in that direction.
I haven't added the whining sound in. I couldn't hear it that night. So that noise, he said he didn't add in. He couldn't hear it. Sounds like someone's over there. It sounds like someone over there.
Just birds, mate, just birds. Yeah, fuck it. Nah.
Man, no.
Fucky. Something's fucky. Pardon my language. The first time I've ever sworn on this channel. Does that prove that something feels genuinely off? We're out of here, man. We're gone. It's dead quiet, the birds. The birds have all gone quiet.
Usually not a good sign.
Except for that one. See, it feels completely different here. This feels so different. Here, compared to in there, I don't know what that was, I don't know what I just felt. I know what the comments are going to be. I was going to talk about how someone's commented and said, oh, if you're a naturally nervous person, maybe camping isn't right for you. It's going to be like, thumbnail was going to be, should I quit camping, question mark, question mark. It's going to be a great bloody clickbait, or a emotive title. Yeah, man, I don't know. I was going to talk about how this one.
When birds get so quiet and when birds go quiet and dog is so spooked, then it's time to skedaddle. Sure. That gut feeling is what has helped us survive since ancient times. Exactly. What is that gut feeling? Finally, a main character that doesn't stay and see what happens.
One guy was like, oh, you should quit camping if you're overly nervous. And I was going to be like, no, I'm not overly nervous. Yeah, here I am camping in a forest on my own.
Overly
I just
nervous.
had doubts because 2 people approached me in the middle of my last video. But that was something different, man. Probably just overreacting. I look back at the content and it's just absolutely fine. But first I go in and I get this feeling of trespassing, like, not legal trespassing, like spiritual trespassing, you know, where I'm feeling like something's wrong here. Okay, so let's get this Wayfarer food on.
Oh, doggy, so happy. Some
I found
water.
it. I realised it's, to make boiling easier. I've got 2 Wayfarer pouches almost meant to be
Get doggy some water.
What have I pulled out?
Get
chicken
pooch.
tikka and rice. That's exactly what I wanted.
You want some water? He's like,
This is a
no,
camping
don't
YouTube
boil
channel
it.
where I've gone camping exactly twice in about 10 videos. The very last for it.
When are you gonna get him some water?
In there, despite a large amount of foliage and despite it being fairly loud on the way in. And then Archie sees something, his tail goes basically inwards, and he stops even panting. You know what I said before about, like, I've never seen Archie growl like that? Well, I've never seen Archie react like that to just nothing visible. He kept fixating on one spot, and then when he stopped fixating on that one spot, he just tail down, darting his eyes around in every direction. And it was quiet, man. It was quiet. And I know it's going to be like, should have committed to it. Should have gone back, should have stayed in there.
No.
That didn't feel right at all.
Nope.
And on the beach camp, I didn't trust Archie's reaction. And people were saying I would have trusted my dog's reaction, but good on you for staying. And I imagine if I'd stayed in there, it would have been the exact same thing. It probably would have been absolutely fine. I would have just gone through it all and it would have been, not an issue at all. But if it doesn't feel right.
If it don't feel right, it's all right, man.
Right.
Don't feel right, don't stay.
Even now, something weird about that forest. I would love to come back here with some mates and see if it feels the same way. If it's just 'cause I'm on my own, because I've not done like a solo woodland camp before.
Oh, I wonder if he went back.
Yeah. Bad vibes, man. Bad vibes. I don't feel the slightest bit of regret. I feel that I made the right choice.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, haunted forest, so... Yeah, that caffeine shit, man. That'll, make you feel like your head's gonna split. I know exactly what you're talking about. It literally feels like your head's gonna split in half.
I feel that I made the right choice.
What the fuck? What is that?
What the fuck was that? You would have heard that because I've got my mic on me. Can you hear that? Switch my mic off.
Strange.
I'm not messing around. I really hope the mic picked up. All the hairs on my back are up right now. I'm just gonna go. Yeah, I'm just gonna go.
See if you ever went back there. I bailed. Again. I'm done with this forest. Wait, is this the forest?
He's off again, I'll be at the back.
Oh, this is when he went back with his mates.
Oh, so it's there. That's the tree. Yeah.
What? He says, I'm not going to get into the horror camping niche, but it's appropriate for this video. Generally speaking, I want to make chilled out camping outdoor videos, reviewing different gear and chatting about stuff. It's all about the vibes, but I had to reattempt this, and it was always going to be like this. So enjoy, and look forward to a chilled out next one. Oh, hell no. I think he's with his buddies this time. I think the forest scared him so bad that he said he's going to go back with his friends and try camping there with them to see if they feel the same way. If he was smart, he wouldn't have told them anything. Just went in there and not said a word about how he felt or anything, you know? There it is right there. That patch right there. See,
by this point, you probably feel like I'm taking the mick, but that isn't my intention, I promise. Emotionally manipulative intro aside. The intention behind this video initially was to do the full camp, stay overnight, and then I go, look, sometimes things feel a little bit spooky, but it's usually just your head playing tricks on you. And all of these comments I'm getting about spirits and whatever, and the fact that I felt weird the second time I went, it's not, it's fine. It's just your mind playing tricks on you. But that's not how this video goes. The absolute last thing that I wanted to do was have yet another dramatic, unsuccessful camp on this channel, and I mean that, because although a lot of people seem to think that I'm just doing this for views, I'm absolutely not. I did Thetford Forest, wild camps in the forest, wild camps at the Peak Districts. I did a solo camp at the beach. I'm not just a nervous person. I'm not just scared of going wild camping. It's not like I haven't been out in nature before. It's not like I don't know how it feels when the birds start to go quiet and so on. But something felt off, and something also felt off about this camp. So I'm just gonna let it play.
Yeah, I'll take his word for it.
And
that forest.
You can judge for yourself.
Something wrong in that forest.
Or not. I probably was, but wait and see.
There's something in that forest. Something wrong with that forest.
So here we are once again, going into the fray, the haunted forest, which
with his
not
mates.
To ruin everything, but we were just filming some drone shots, and there are cows on the other side of the forest. So those noises were probably cows. I think. Well, there might have been killings. Makes you think there have been killings? I am a little bit worried that we're gonna make fun of it all night, and then. Like an
hard one as public access, but also
Matt's got his own stuff, which I think he's got a Wayfarer bag or something. Full flight, but it's very dark in there. Oh, how the? No, I've just burnt through the pan. There is a hole in the pan. How the hell? Yeah. What? I don't understand how. No, you can't. But how are you meant to cook things?
How does that happen? Isn't the whole point of it being able to take the heat?
In a pan that melts? Yeah, that's true actually. No, they were from they were OEX ones. These were from Go Outdoors. Okay, so
just cook it
just once
sideways.
I'm gonna go on a camping trip that doesn't end in disaster.
Just cook it like this.
There's mold in my tent.
Our first one went well.
Yeah, that's true actually.
That's the only one.
That's the exception. Right. Okay, let's try this again with the OEX Hero.
I probably won't go spoons. I'll probably go home.
Fair enough. We don't want any food.
Are you?
Cook it sideways, bitch.
I'm okay.
It'll be fine. Give it a few hours though, you might not be saying that.
See, Matt's trying to find an excuse to go home. Because he's scared. He doesn't want to admit that he's scared.
I'm the only one that's not scared.
Well, that's alright. Steak on.
You know, that's again. Ah! Fucking right in my eye. I would say I can see it, but I can't.
This is a bad idea, I reckon. Yeah, probably not gonna eat It's burnt, is what it is.
I'm loving this steak.
Dude, cook it sideways. Dude, you hear all those birds?
He's struggling.
Oh, come on.
Why is there not? Just realised there's 3 men on the
Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm not feeling it. If I was on my own, I'd be out of it. But Sam and Matt are fine, so I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
But,
See,
I'm not, you know. I know I'm just convincing myself of being like afraid.
Do you need us to change your nappies?
But this is the thing. It's not that.
Can we just sit down? So we can get into our beds and just we're all so close to each other.
You just want to go back to the thing, alright?
No, I just want to sleep.
Yeah, you do.
I'm tired. Oh!
That's a mistake.
It would have been quite exciting to do it back then.
No, we're not.
What if we meet a werewolf and he's chill?
Oh, there's a bat. Oh, there's a tree. There's a leaf.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it did.
You did not to sacrifice.
Oh my goodness, I actually have. Bummer.
is that gonna be showing at all?
That's scary, I don't like it. Oh my goodness. Sam's sneaking up on me, isn't he? Yeah. Stop it. What if my tent collapses?
Funny. You alone. Yo, that is actually something, right?
What is that?
No, wait,
what?
That's me. You missed something. Shut up.
It's a motorbike.
No. Oh, yeah. No, it probably was a motorbike. Yeah, probably was. It was such a curmudgeon.
I'm okay at the minute in my tent. I feel protected.
Yeah, but you've got to kind of do stuff.
You would have getting your tent ages ago.
Yeah, but not now. You told me not to, and now you're getting in there, you hypocrite. Get out, you hippo.
I want you to look into the camera.
I'm not scared of
I want you to
sorry.
tell me how you're feeling right now.
I'm not even joking. I'm not mucking about.
Matt,
No.
what do you feel?
I'm fine.
Do you think Tom is overreacting?
100%, yeah. Little baby boy.
Do you not think maybe I'm more attuned to the supernatural?
I'm glad I'm not then.
Alright, next joke.
I'd rather be oblivious to it.
I'm more attuned to the supernatural, which means I sit here and I know something's wrong because I'm like.
Any spirits, take me.
I'm force sensitive, is what I'm trying to say.
I can't wait for somebody to find this camera in the woods one day. and be like, what happened here?
Oh shit.
They were just having a laugh. The stakes, they didn't work out.
I'm not gonna lie.
You know what, Tom? You really raised the stakes today. Tom is very nervous. See, it's quite funny because at first he said, I'm here, I'm with you boys, I no longer feel nervous. I feel like
It was a minute
it's all
interview about
okay.
the tree, and now he's
But
crying.
returning to the tree has made Tom feel worried, feel nervous, feel unsafe. Meanwhile, Matt is just Matt.
It's because I know how easy it would be to bail.
I mean, like, use your logical brain.
Where is it?
Stop throwing things at me. I was waiting for you to react.
Are they gonna find or hear anything?
Yeah, I saw that as well. So this is noisy. What do you mean?
Hmm.
What's I'm saying?
You can make a ghost video that way.
I like all this stuff about nature.
You could actually make a ghost video that way. Huh.
I'm just worried about losing the tenants, that's all. I don't really care about him walking in. Oh, fuck off! I even knew it was you. I knew it was you.
Well, obviously,
I've got. Gates are closed. Right, guys. That's what you think. No, I wanna go. I wanna go. I wanna go. Too much.
Why do you even can?
There's kind of loads of places, just not this one. I don't know what it is about this place, man. I don't know what it is about this place. Because if I was you, I'd be pissed off. So I totally get it. I completely empathise. You're fine. I totally empathise with Sam. But I am on edge. I don't know what it is. Hello, it's me again. If you're wondering why I'm entering like that, it's because I'm on my knees because my green screen doesn't lift high enough. Anyway, besides the point, yeah, we decided to leave. We decided to leave. And by we, I mean I bailed. I said, look, guys, I feel dreadful. Doesn't really come across in the video. Wasn't filming a lot of it because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't just doing this for content. So when I was chatting to the guys about it, when I was explaining how I felt, when I was feeling how I felt, I wasn't recording, and I was trying to avoid recording the bits where I actually felt super scared because I didn't want to just like big it up for the camera. But although they felt nothing, to me, everything felt off, and I had this just horrible pounding sense of dread, sense of fear, like just get out of here. And also, I could smell mold in my tent. So I was lying in my tent, I could smell the mold, which probably wasn't safe anyway. And then this banging music started from my party ages away, so
Huh. Bloke back. Yeah, bloke.
Right, let's go.
Bloke back mountain. Stupid. No games came out today. Really? Another one? The most scared I've been while truck camping. Like, so basically everybody knows they can make these kind of coming clean. Jay and Grant. Whoa. Oh, that was 1 year ago. That's right. He talks about how Grant kind of went towards the let's hype everything up and talk about demons, and Jason wanted to stay legit. Like, if nothing's going on, nothing's going on. I'm not going to fake evidence. Grant, on the other hand, started to get a little like he wanted to turn into Ghost Adventures. So that's why they split. If you didn't know. Pete Hegseth votes for defense secretary. He'll get it. What happened to Grizzly Gaz? Oh, missing? What? Wait, what? LA County? Under evacuation orders? Oh, god damn it. Oh boy. I can feel it. I can feel the Charlie horse coming. Let's see. Watch Trump promises tax cuts and threatens tariffs at meeting of global elite. Oh my god.
Definitely do not want to slip down there. That's the expressway down. And I'll run through what happened that night. Some of you already seen it, some of you spotted it like, what the hell? It's pretty disturbing. I'll put it on the screen now. I caught something.
Oh, what the hell?
In 2023, a YouTuber who goes by the name Under the Weather.
This video, all gone. It all disappears. Can't remember any of it. But if I remember anything on the way around, I'll bring it up. I'm excited. I'm excited to be back out again. I'm excited it's 2025. Got so many exciting things coming up.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I need to start doing something, man. I feel like I'm wasting. I feel like I'm wasting away. Like just sitting here every day. No, but like, I don't know. I gotta do something with my life. I can't just keep doing this for the next 15 years. Especially if I don't make anything off it, you know?
Okay, so just getting to Mooresdale here, and the fellow we can see right in front of us.
At least do something.
So if you cast your mind back to, oh god, when was it? Was it same episode, Carrick Fell.
I'm so goddamn broke. It's like...
Lovely area. Let me just remind you that this particular season of Hiking Away Nights, season 5, I think, is sponsored by me, Black Crag. So the photograph you can see on the screen right now is what's promoting, not promoting, but funding.
Oh wow.
This particular season, and any sales that I make on this particular photograph will go straight back into making videos on the channel, either the next season Hiking Away Nights or something else. And as I've mentioned before, it's a limited edition, it's a time limited photograph. So once this season's over, and we've only got 3 more videos after this, or 3 more weeks, I'll never print it again. It'll be gone. I'll be deleting it off my... Been lucky so far, actually. It's not been too bad. Not needed spikes or anything. So, yeah, it's been good. That's interesting down there, isn't it? Look at it. Wow. It's a great little path, this. I love it.
Are you going to talk about this picture, whatever, movie, video... Okay, here we are.
There's nowhere to sit. I have to stand. I'll see you in a minute. Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Death Wish number 1. Oh, that was good. Not feeling well, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely coming down with something. As I was eating my butties, I was just sort of looking over that way.
Butties?
Towards Great Mel Fell. Wonderful hill. Actually one of my favourites now. I kind of poo-pooed it for years. But it just looks so bizarre. It just, to me, it looks like a UFO's come in, crash landed, gone under the surface of the earth, you know, the top bit, under the skin almost, and come to a standstill there. It just looks bizarre, like something has just pushed up the earth. Let's go and have a look at it. Let's go and see where I pitched the tent. and then I'll run through what happened that night. Ugh. And it was such a good night up until that moment. It was a lovely morning actually. If you've seen the video, it was gorgeous, but I was oblivious at that point, really. So the tent was about here. Had it here.
Okay, what video was it?
Yeah.
Eight miles. Black Craig. What video is he talking about? Do you not say no to the one with the stove? Does it shine in the light? Does it?
Ooh, I say, that's a good one. Look at that.
Hang low. Do you not? Do they want with the? Where or where do? Oh where?
It is going to be when.
I do not understand where it is. Light, light, light. Dark, 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 dark. What the fuck is he talking about?
And make them all mush.
I have no fucking clue what he's. Is it this one? Or is it this one? I don't know.
Must have been. Yeah, it's here. Just there. So basically what I bought was like a cheap GoPro knockoff sort of thing with this infrared filter taken off. So all cameras have got infrared filters on them.
Yeah.
Otherwise everything would just look pink and horrible. Because you'd be seeing every single, full spectrum light. So I bought this thing. I'll be creative just to kind of, for camping and what have you. Then I don't have to worry about torches and stuff like that. I can just film things with that camera, with a special torch, like an infrared torch, but it's low power, you know. The kite up there, and he went down, I watched him go right down, he disappeared, and then I came back. And as I came back, I was just approaching the tent, it's round about here, and how did I have it? So I was talking like this, blah blah blah, and I'm absolutely certain there was someone stood right by the tent, and that's why I was like, what the hell?
What the fuck?
So what I did is I got the camera and I spun it round like this and started to face forward and walk towards the tent. I was kind of coming down here. It certainly wasn't boggy. It was nice and dry that night.
Were they there?
And as I got to the tent, there was no one there. So I was still filming this whole time. Got here, like, right, okay, someone's messing about here. They're either hiding behind the tent or they've jumped into this long grass here, so I came over here. Started looking at the grass. I think I might have even got my torch out at this point and shining it around. Nothing, nobody, absolutely nothing there at all.
That's strange.
And no one around, just no one anywhere. So that really spooked me. I mean, if you've seen it, I was kind of sat in the tent like, God, is there someone out there? Is there no one out there? Was it my imagination? And in the end, I kind of thought, well, it probably was just my imagination. I probably was seeing something in the background, perhaps. So I'm just a bit worried about the wind now. It's got all windy. So I just sort of tried to forget about it. And the morning came. Yeah, he's still alive. That's good. Nothing happened. And it wasn't until I got home that I played the footage back. And if you've seen the video, you'll see that it cuts out. It cuts out as I turn the camera around and start walking that direction. I was still filming then. I was still going towards that grass and looking and everything. And I didn't know until I got home that actually that footage, you can't play it back on the camera. As soon as I turn around,
the person's standing there.
I'll put it on the screen now.
Right?
I caught something. There was.
Get the fuck out of here.
Stood by the.
Is that a dog? Oh.
Something tall. Something scary looking, but pretty much what I saw, you know. So what I saw was actually.
What the fuck is that?
There. And I want to tell people this story. They'll say, oh yeah, whatever. Yeah, the camera cut out, yeah, whatever. But it did. It actually did cut out. But it was, yeah, just watching that back at home. I sat in my little office and I had absolutely chills. They'll say, oh yeah. And I'll put it on the screen now. I caught something. There was something stood.
That's crazy.
Something tall.
Oh yeah, that's something standing there, right? And it's fucking... It's like 9 feet tall. That is crazy. I'm gonna email that to Nukes. Let's see. I'm emailing that to Nukes. Maybe I'll get another video on it. I'm sure plenty of people have already emailed it to him. Where does he start talking about it? Okay, it's at 48:30. I started talking about it at... Whoops. Come on.
And as I came back, I was just approaching the tent. It was round about here. It was certainly difficult to see. And I was coming down. So I bought this thing. It'll be great just to kind of for camping and what have you.
45:37? Oh, what do I say? In fact, let me see that again. 48. Damn.
Scary looking, but pretty much what I saw, you know. So what I saw was actually there. And I want to tell people this story. They'll say, oh yeah, whatever. Yeah, the camera cut out, yeah, whatever. But it did. It actually did cut out. But it was, yeah, just watching that back at home. I sat in my little office and I had absolutely chills up and down my spine. It terrified me looking at it. I never said anything about it. I didn't kind of draw any attention to it on the video. Caught something. There was some...
Damn, that thing is so...
Then stood by the tent. Something tall, something scary looking, but pretty much what I saw, you know. So what I saw was actually there. And I want to tell people this story. They'll say, oh yeah, whatever. Yeah, the camera cut out, yeah, whatever. But it did. It actually did cut out. But it was, yeah, just watching that back at home. I sat in my little office and I had absolutely chills up and down my spine. It terrified me looking at it. I never said anything about it. I I didn't kind of draw any attention to it on the video. I just want to see if anybody else would see it. And a handful of people did see, you know, even sent me screenshots. There's something definitely stood by your tent. But yeah, I didn't really want to kind of make it into a huge deal because I don't know, it's just weird. Yeah, I mean, just it's a strange hill, you know, and it's obviously got some sort of a backstory to it. There's obviously something going on up here. Question is,
shit.
That's like a scene from Aliens, isn't it? It's all the eggs. He's leaning over one.
Yeah, it's creepy, that's for sure.
Bloody hell. It's just such a bizarre place. And the question is, would I camp here again? Yeah, I would actually. I think I would camp here again. And I think I probably would do it on Midsummer's Eve as well, just to see. But I think what I would do, so that night I did actually put a time lapse on, but I didn't catch anything. Yeah, what I'd do is I'd probably bring up a couple of cameras and do a couple of different time lapses, different angles.
Well, I don't know
see if anything gets picked up.
I don't know what's gonna happen. They're not. I don't know what to do because I guess they're not. Corey's taking a break. Oh, good. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah. Hold on.
Such a good.
The fuck? What? Talking about? Wow, this thing sucks. Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I gotta.
Because it's gotten to a point where this entire conversation has gone off the rails.
Yeah, people have lost their fucking mind when it comes to this.
And has entered parody at this point. And later on, there's a bombshell find by the internet that just obliterates this entire narrative. And once you see it, my god, dude. We'll get there, and there's also updates on them changing their community guidelines. You'll see as you watch this video how bad of a mess this all is. It's so bad.
Yeah, Christian based. Where did you get that from?
Firstly, I've seen quite a few comments in my previous videos on Kingdom Come calling me an apologist or pro-woke, which is just goofy because me of all people being pro-woke is insane. When I've been one of the primary pushers
he literally
of
makes
videos since its
videos.
inception.
What are you
Originally,
talking
the way
about?
I looked at it was like this.
Okay, you don't need to explain yourself.
None of this would really be a problem for anyone because it would have been there already. But I understand why players are mad, because to them, any semblance of accepting the market will decide.
Problem is that now that we have this huge community that can go after video games and companies and all these other places that are trying that woke bullshit and DEI stuff. Now there's some people part of that group that take it way too far and they're turning into what they criticize. That's the problem.
Either way. But the current state of gaming, especially in the past 4 years, not counting the one we're in right now because it's still too fresh, has been riddled with the sorts of games that have been resoundingly rejected across the board by players. Saints Row, Concord, Dustborn, the list continues, you know them all. All games that do in some capacity parrot the same ideology talking points, and feature things that people have rightfully become tired of. I think when it comes to diversity, for example, it too...
You don't.
But like
we're
I
not,
said,
we're not fucking brain dead. We understand what's going on.
need the context. Can I challenge this guy's viewpoints or not in the game? I don't know yet. The game isn't out yet and I haven't played it. But this is no, we have a screenshot where you wrote that Henry was always supposed to be bi and it was only because of the budget that it wasn't the case. So what's your response now? This contradicts what you wrote 8 years ago. Why has your claim changed? Not Vavra's. Why are you lying? The dev would then answer. Sorry, more than 8 years ago, years before the release of Kingdom Come 1, I did not know which additional options we would have for Kingdom Come 2, or if there would be a Kingdom Come 2 at all.
Well, to be fair, Kingdom Come 2 is literally what you wanted to make. Like, that was the game you wanted to make, but you had to cut things down because of the budget. So Kingdom Come 2 is actually technically the game that you were making. So it's not like it's a second one. It's your original with the budget.
Kickstarter, we promised the game would be sold in 3 acts. You underestimate how dynamic game development is.
Okay. Well, I'll fix up this.
So the dev in question is claiming the reason why Henry can be gay now is simply because things change in development. While the devs surely will try to spin that story, they did it to add more player choice or whatever, I know for a fact why they added it for at least one particular reason. And that reason is award season. So if you didn't know, there was a controversy earlier this year where Sonic the Hedgehog 3 couldn't be nominated for anything at any award show pretty much, and the reason was apparently because it wasn't diverse enough. Yeah, I know, but let me explain. The Academy Awards, which, does the Oscars, has a criteria for quite a few years now. It already makes no sense because Astrobot won Game of the Year last year and the entire dev studio is Japanese.
Yeah, that was a fucking joke.
And there's no diversity and able to be bi. I'm not protecting it, I'm just telling you this is probably why it's happening. And why there's suddenly people who are clearly not from medieval Bohemia in the game and so on is because sorry, your game is too white and your hero is too hetero, I guess. It's ridiculous, I know, but I want you guys to understand why this may be happening. It is an industry-wide problem, not a warhorse one, but I digress. Just fed up. They're tired and they're over all in sin. So while they're still making it responsible for your decision,
If you want Henry to try same sex, feel free. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, I don't care if a character is gay or not, but if in the first one he is straight, like that's it, that he's just a straight dude, and then the second one he's bi, like what the fuck? Don't try and tell me you're some. Yeah, no, I don't think so. He definitely bait and switched somewhat people. That's for sure.
if you want Henry to try a same-sex adventure, feel free.
Man, I don't
If you
know
don't
if
want to, you don't have to. All affairs are and were in Kingdom Come 1 purely optional. The characters are perfectly aware that it was a forbidden sin. So while they're still making it an option and making it historically accurate, fans are still against it. And at this point, the reasoning is what I already detailed. People are just fed up. They're tired and they're over all of this. Vavra would confirm the notion that Henry is you the player and his own character, and this again...
Mr. Ver, how are you? Once again, I'd like to ask about Henry's oh my god, peculiarity, whatever. Since you created him, could you say it? Why do people talk like that? Regardless of the player's choice, Henry of Scalus is heterosexual. I'm a big fan of your work. Henry is you. Okay, no, Henry is Henry. You play as Henry. Henry is the character. Dude, I've been trying to defend this guy since all this stuff has been happening. I've been on Twitter, and I never go on Twitter. But the more I keep hearing, the more I'm seeing him try to dip in both pools. Like, it's almost like he's doing things in the background or trying to hide it while telling everybody, oh, no, I'm anti-woke stuff, and you're kind of changing the original game. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is the first one. It's just redone, basically. You literally have said that in your trailers. It's not a second one. It's the first one, just redone. So why are you changing?
Feels like it was changed in between games, if I'm being honest. Because like I said in another Kingdom Come video, Henry is like Geralt of Rivia, like in The Witcher. Sure, you could decide what he could do in situations in-game, but Geralt was still canonically his own character. And in Geralt's case in the 3 Witcher games, there is 0 options to turn Geralt gay or bi because Geralt is canonically not that. And the same argument could be placed on Henry. The fact he has a specific name, a specific voice, and face that you, the player, cannot change yourself, made many to believe that Henry would be treated like Geralt.
I do think it's getting a little overblown, but at the same time, it's getting overblown maybe because the developer is just not being honest. Like he's trying, like I said, he's trying to be in both in a weird, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Was a character that does exist in this world, but has a predefined background, belief system, and presumably sexuality too. Now, had the hero of Kingdom Come been a fully customizable character, we're talking male or players who are not straight, will be forced.
We have some kind of same-sex romance, or even any kind of romance, or horse. Same-sex romance. No, you play as Henry, the son of a blacksmith. Blah 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 blah. He already does have a background story in which he is not a order homosexual, but there will be homosexual NPC characters in the game. Warhorse Studios, so those player who are not straight will be forced to play romance a woman. Yes. Nobody will force you to do anything. But you will play as Henry, the son of a blacksmith, and yes, he is straight and white and male and from Bohemia. Someone from France will not be able to play a French guy, even if he loves his country. If you are in a wheelchair, you will be able to walk in the game, and Henry will be able to have a dog in the game, even if you are more kind of a cat person. You will play as a Christian person, even if you are a Muslim, Hindu, atheist, or Jedi. What if you are an artist and drawing your life, and now you have to play as a character who is not able to hold a brush or pen at all? Or if you're tall or small or big or skinny. There's nothing wrong about people. There's nothing wrong about people to have different preferences and heritage, but we cannot cover them. Okay. You can play his role. There's so much fat. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. That's a good response, actually.
To romance a woman. And
This was 8 years ago. 8 years ago.
here's what Warhorse said again 8 years ago about
That was a great response. I was hoping that was,
Henry being straight. Nobody will force you to do anything, but you will play as Henry, the son of a blacksmith, and yes, want to. We want to tell the story of Henry, the son of a blacksmith from Silver Scalus, and he will be different from you. Not only in just, my god, dude, this single comment, whatever, by Warhorse, it just cooked everything that I've been saying up until this point. So let me get this straight. Henry is not the player in Kingdom Come 1. He is Henry, and is canonically straight, and he is a son of a blacksmith and a dog person. Henry is also a Christian man. And
I hate to say it, but I'm thinking about refunding it. I just don't like the way he's going about it.
who is in white, obviously. Here's what Vavra said. Facts don't care about your feelings. I actually insisted on this character. It's purely my choice. Okay, but how is this not a Christian game? You know what? Little history time, everyone. Sit down, open your... This is not a Christian game.
Regardless, I know you handled the game right. It'll be a, okay. Facts don't care about your feelings. I actually insisted on this character. It's purely my choice. What? What?
Don't care about your feelings. I actually insisted on this character. It's purely my choice. Okay, but how is this not a Christian game? You know what? Little history time, everyone. Sit down, open your books. King Musa was the king of the Mali Empire. Basically, in case you don't know, that's current-day West Africa. At the height of its power, the Mali Empire was the de facto dynasty, if you will, that ruled over Africa during this time. King Musa was considered so rich, by the way, that it was generally regarded to be inconceivable for people of modern times to fathom just how wealthy this king was by modern standards. And the religion of the Mali Empire, which again is the main villain antagonistic force in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, they practiced the Islamic religious codes. That's what they did, that's history. Don't shoot the messenger, I'm just telling you what happened in history. But this game, whether Daniel Vavra wants to admit it or not, is literally a game that he made about an Islamic army force invading a Christian army force to take them over. How? In the holiest of hells, you can't tell, but my head is in my hands right now. How in the holiest of the hells is your game not a Christian game by these standards? Of course, alright, I haven't beaten the game or anything like that, so unless there's some canon ending where Henry bends the knee to Islam, I guess, and changes his name to Muhammad, then maybe, yeah, the game isn't Christian or something. But the point stands that in terms of history, the Mali Empire never conquered Europe or anything like that. Probably because the vast amount of space between these two warring places.
Alright, I'm gonna get off. I guess it's not gonna happen. Plus, I'm just kind of hanging out, going around the internet. If the live stream comes on tomorrow, then I'll get on. I have some other stuff to do anyway. I gotta do it. So Oh, brother.